Hi guys, it's Josh Alamu here. I just wanted to do this quick video about using a mesh nebulizer, which for singers who don't know about it, it's a fantastic way to directly hydrate the vocal cords. This little device is a tiny little bit like one of those humidifiers that you put in a room, except for it's really small. Showing you the box for this one's the U-22 Pocket Mesh Nebulizer, and it's absolutely brilliant for direct hydration to your vocal cords. So basically, a lot of you have already started sort of making use of this wonderful bit of hardware for your vocal care, which is great. So some of you are just asking about how to put it together, and how to sort of look after it and clean it and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to put a really quick video together for that. So you can basically get this from Argos now. It's about £85 roughly, and basically it's not to replace, you know, drinking water. It's sort of to help in addition to all of the regular stuff that you should be doing to look after your voice. So it's really good for particularly for those long haul flights or short haul flights. There's only about 4% humidity up there in the sky when you're on that plane, and if you're, you know, flying for long hours, you know, your vocal cords get really dry, and in fact your body gets really dehydrated. So if you have one of these on the plane and you're regularly using this this mesh nebulizer, you'll find that when you finish the journey, you get to your destination, that your voice isn't as dry as it usually is. So I certainly recommend this, highly recommend this. It's a fantastic instrument, and it works. It's really good. You will get a little packet that looks like a bit like that. Yeah. When you open the packet, get some instruction booklet. Please read it. Everything you need to know is in there. Basically, you get some batteries for free. You get the main unit. I'll basically unpack all this in a second. You get the actual mesh bit here, which we'll go into. You get some coverings, and then you get a kind of face mask looking thing as well, right? So that's basically the contents of the little packet. It comes in a little really cool little bag thing, so you can chuck that in your bag or in your suitcase or whatever. So I'm basically going to construct this for you. Oh, you also get this a guarantee card. Okay, so yeah, you get that right in this bit here. Okay, boom. All right. So I'm gonna basically put it together for you right before you. So take it out of the plastic cover. Looks like that's the main unit there. Okay. You take the lid off. One thing I will say is please make sure you've washed your hands before handling the units, because you don't want to be handling this with dirty hands because it's going into your mouth. Okay, just to keep it clean and sterile. So it looks like that when you first of all sort of open it up. Okay, this is the bit that the water goes into. Actually, I need some water. I need to get some water. I should do that. I should have really done that already. Doesn't matter. So yeah, that's the main body of the actual unit as well. That's the motors basically in there, makes that work. So what we want to do first is we want to go into this box and take out the actual mesh unit. So here we go. There we go. As you can see, it's very well packaged, and it's also got the sterile packaging in there to keep it really clean. So I highly recommend making sure that you've got clean hands, sterile hands. I've sterilized my hands already. So just unpacking that for you. That's the actual, if you can see that, that's the mesh in there. Okay, that's what it looks like. This is just packaging, so you can throw that away dispose of that responsibly. So how do you put it together? Well, you get the main body of the unit, and you literally, these two bits here clip on to this bit here. So it kind of just slides in like that. Just literally slides in like that, and then you close it. You just close it on, and that's literally how you put that bit together. It is not difficult to do. It literally lifts off as well, so if I flick that up, it will just lift up like that and kind of hinges onto the unit there. Okay, so you slide it in and literally just click it into place. Sometimes it does click like proper click, and sometimes it doesn't, but just kind of do that to make sure that it is in place, and it pretty much is in place. Okay, cool. Right, let's go to the next bit, the battery unit. So what you've got there, that's where the batteries go into. So you literally flick this bit to, well, it's got arrows on it, so literally just follow the arrow. Follow the arrow and literally just pull that off. When you actually put it on, you literally just press it into place, yeah? When you're taking it off, follow the arrow, and then boom, comes out again. Okay, so I'm now going to take my batteries and I'm going to put them in. Batteries. It's pretty self-explanatory. If you look inside the battery unit, you'll see the direction in which the positive and negative sides of the battery should go into, which direction they should go. So I'm going to just follow the instructions here and here. Okay, they're now in, and as before, I'm just going to take this bit and just press it into place. Okay, done. That's it. Okay, now just as a test, if it's working, when you press the on button, okay, there we go. So when I press the on button, that light goes green. When I press it off, it doesn't. On, off, on, off. Okay, really that simple. All right, so next bit. This is the main bit that you're going to be using when you are inhaling the water from the mesh nebulizer. So you basically put this bit this way round. Okay, fits on quite nicely, covers the whole thing, and then your mouthpiece, you'll see that it kind of turns into a wing at the bottom. So you put the winged bit in place that way, so that the non-winged bit, the straight bit, is facing up. Right, so if I take that off, you don't want to do it that way because it's actually harder to fit anyway. Fit it in this way, it's much easier to fit in. And basically your mesh nebulizer is ready to go. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to use it in terms of when you're using it with water. All right, so bear with me for 2 seconds, but there we go. So I've got some water. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift the new lid that we've put on there, and I'm going to turn the nebulizer sort of lengthways. Okay, and then you can see this little flip here. You just literally flick that up and the whole water unit opens up. Okay, when you put the water in here, you click the flip down and then it secures the water within that little bathtub there. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do, show you how to put the water into the nebulizer. That's the bit that the water goes into. It really doesn't take much to fill it up. It's very, very small bath, so literally it almost feels like a few drops and then it's full. And then as soon as you do that, as you can see, there's no water escaping. It's quite sealed in there. And then I flick it in place and click it in place, and that's it, ready to go. All right, my nebulizer is now ready to be used. So I'm going to pop that back on. I'm going to press the on switch and you're going to see what happens. Green light comes on and look at that. Voila. Your water is now cool mist, which is actually much better than steam for your vocal cords, particularly if you're about to sing. I would never recommend you use a steamer before you sing. Use a steamer, hang on, I can't see you. Use a steamer in the morning before you're doing any singing. Use a steamer before you sleep. And you know, if you're sick or something and you're in bed or you're at home, you're not doing much, definitely use a steamer regularly then as well to help you out. But as an ongoing tool whilst you're singing, through your singing, I would certainly recommend you using this. So basically, how does this work? Now, if you're not used to this, it is a bit weird because obviously anything that touches your vocal cords, you know what the reaction of the body is to basically vehemently push off anything that touches it. So the vocal cords are designed to protect you. So that's why whenever you get food or drink going down the wrong way, the vocal cords come together and they just push that substance out, because the body knows if anything gets past that last line of defense, then it gets into your lungs and it can be fatal. You could definitely potentially die. So when you feel this for the first time, it will feel a little weird and you will feel like a coughing sensation or the need to want to cough. But that's soon, sort of after a few tries, after a few minutes, it seems to get less and less, and then your body kind of gets used to it and then you're good to go. So basically switch it on and there we go. Like I said, it does happen. Just get used to it at first. The way I like to use it at first is I like to breathe it in, hold, and then breathe out. Breathe it in, and then breathe out. And then obviously you can just sort of normally inhale as well. You almost have to really open the back of the mouth, and the glottis is really kind of quite widely open. So I'll do it again. So I'm kind of going rather than kind of thing. All right, so you find your own way to use it, find your own method of using it. The more you use it, the more your body will acclimatize and get used to the sensation. Like I said initially, as you saw with me, you know, it hits you, and because your body's not quite used to it, you do have that sort of automatic reflex to cough a little bit, and then after a while it subsides. So let's move on to the cleaning part of it. In order to clean this, basically you can put this bit, this bit, this bit, and one second, you can actually take this bit off. Okay, so I'll show you how to do that. You see these two little wing clips here and here? If you just tug at them and push them towards the my water's coming up, towards the side of the on switch, if you push them that way, this whole unit comes off. So this bit, not this bit. So yeah, please remember to actually tip your water out as well when you're cleaning it. So all of this, 1, 2, 3, and 4, you can put that into warm water, warm soapy water, and just soak it in warm soapy water for a little bit in order to keep it clean, right? So do that, soak it in there for, you know, I don't know, 2-3 minutes or something like that. and then give it a little kind of clean with your hands or with a little brush if you have one. Make sure if you're going to use something like a brush that it's dedicated to that. And then what you can then do is you can rinse it under some warm water as well in order to rinse the soap off, and then leave it somewhere to dry, and that's cool. That's now clean, and then you can obviously use it again or whatever. Now they do advise that you should probably disinfect it from day to day. So again, the bits that you can disinfect, if you read the manual, it will tell you the kind of different disinfectants that are good for which parts. So for instance, you know, Milton solutions, that's quite good for disinfecting baby teats and bottles and stuff. Well, you can use Milton on this and on this, but you can't use Milton on this, on the mesh bit, and I believe also on this. They have their reasons in the manual, so definitely be aware of that. But there is an alcoholic disinfectant that can actually disinfect the whole thing, and it's a brand called, if I can pronounce this right, Hibitan, Hibitan. That can basically disinfect the entire lot if you use that disinfectant. There's also another brand called Osvan, Osvan, that can disinfect the whole lot. And there's another one called Tego, Tego. This will also disinfect the whole lot, okay? So if you go onto Google and just Google those, you might be able to find them on Amazon or something like that. And so therefore you can use those to disinfect the unit each day. The only thing that you can't disinfect or wash is this unit here. But if you want to keep this clean, it's a good idea. Get a gauze cleaner, so something that's very much like the quality of like a bandage, and just use some warm water, wet it gently, and just clean the entire unit, and clean the top bit there and the two little metal bits there and the bottom bit, like just to keep it clean, you know. And then obviously when you are utilizing this or carrying it around, let's pop that back on. Then I'm going to put my mesh bit back on, as described earlier, right? And then I'm going to put this back on, this back on. Now, the other bit I haven't shown you is the actual lid that covers the entire mouthpiece unit. That's just the wrong way. No, it was the right way. Just figure out the right way to put it on. Bam, there. So that covers the entire thing. You can then maybe proceed to put that into your case. It all fits in quite nicely, and then you're ready to go. Just seal it up and you're ready to go. You also have the bit that I haven't talked about, is the face mask bit. You can also disinfect this using Hibitan or Osvan branded disinfectant solutions. So yeah, you can definitely disinfect it with this. You can wash this with warm water if you're using this. I've not really used my face mask before because I don't feel I need to. When you read the actual manual for this, it talks about medicative uses. Obviously we're not, as singers, we're not using it why can't I say that word, medicatively, but obviously if you have breathing issues and you have issues with you know, with bronchitis, or for whatever reason you need the nebulizer for medical use, then obviously, yeah, you know, it's really great for that. Obviously speak to a doctor and follow, or a nurse, and follow their instructions on that, and they will probably prescribe that if you need it. But for the purpose of singing, it's nothing to do with the medicative use, so pretty much ignore anything that it's suggesting there when you're reading it and it's talking about medical uses. You've got a good potential 5 years on this main unit, on the motor. Everything else has a potential use of about a year. So meaning after about a year, I guess they're going to expect you to replace these mouthpieces and all the rest of it. The mesh nebulizer bit, all the mesh cap, the whole thing. In the main unit, it's got a good use of about 5 years. I think if you pay a little bit extra with Argos, you get the insurance with it, which means if it does get busted, you can get another one for free. They'll just replace it for free if you pay that bit extra. So I hope that's helped in helping you to understand how to use that mesh nebulizer or how to look after it. In terms of its use, use it all the time. It's direct hydration. Like I said, initially your body reacts to it slightly, and then after a while it gets used to it, and it feels really good. You know, if you're using it consistently throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the month, throughout the year, particularly on those long flights. Some of you aren't really drinking enough water, so you know this is a good way to keep the vocal cords hydrated. But definitely, please drink 2-3 liters a day if you can. If you're in hotter climates, you might need more. And it's not about necessarily how much you're drinking in one go. It's about your systematic drinking throughout the day. So if you're pouring down water, a litre of water in the space of half an hour, that's basically just going to come straight out of you at some point, and it's not really being utilized by the body that well. But if you're spacing that out a little bit more throughout the day, and you're drinking adequate cups of water throughout the day, then you're going to find that your body absorbs a lot of that water more. Okay, so that's very important, is how you're drinking the water, not just drinking water. Questions, please hit us up. Bye.